Hey, you guys, long time no see. There's been some stuff going on. I want to give you a quick update, but first of all, after this intro, I have a whole big collective reading that I'm recording for you guys. I think it's been since May that the last time I recorded a collective reading. June had me all over the place. So I didn't want to do something super quick. I wanted to do like a long one. I pulled the cards on the 7/7 portal, which was also in conjunction with the new moon. Now we're kind of in the middle of the new moon and the full moon. But yeah, it's primarily with the 7/7 portal, and it's pretty in depth. Like I'll show you, but I did an Akashic record spread for the collective. I did an internal energy check-in for the collective, and I also asked what the divine masculine energy is, what the divine feminine energy is, what the union energy is, and what to expect over the next year from the 7/7 portal onward. No, sorry, not the next year. The next 6 months through the end of the year. So from July to New Year's, I should say. So looking forward to recording that for you next. I literally gasped at times when I pulled the cards. So I'm excited to show you. Sorry about, you're going to hear the background landscapers like I know you are. I can't avoid it. Sorry if they're loud when they pass right by my house. But anyway, so yeah, I did want to say real quick, and actually, once again, I have in my shop, I mean, you guys should be seeing when I post the collective, I shouldn't even really be calling them collective healings anymore. They might be, Spirit may be carrying the energy to the collective, but now, ever since August Lionsgate last year, I've been channeling the meditations, and really, like, each person is doing the meditations themselves now. So I do think that Spirit may be using my energy to transmit the healing collectively, but for you to ensure that you are receiving it, like, you really would want to sign up and do the meditations yourselves. So I have a long list of them to add to my shop. Actually, every month I post about whatever it is for that month. I got interrupted by a phone call. Anyway, so I have the monthly meditations. I'm channeling them directly with each of the monthly portals. I have a whole bunch that I need to catch up on posting them in my Etsy shop, like, after the fact. So I'm always going to post them ahead of time. If you want to sign up to receive it automatically, well, not to receive it automatically, to receive it after I channel it, you'll always be able to do that in my shop. And then I make the meditations available as well for purchase after the fact. I'm going to finish updating those. The 7/7 portal one was really beautiful, really powerful. It was Spirit guiding us through the process of soul merging and soul morphing from the 5D. So you and your twin flames energy merging and morphing together. Actually really 3D, 4D, 5D, but it's, guided from the 5D down. So it's hard for me to even explain and get into. Jesus and Mary Magdalene discussed this themselves. It's pretty amazing and hard to describe. They describe after they're in union. Well, actually, that's another long story. After they were together, after the resurrection and all of that, and he was still alive, FYI, that's another long story. They would not necessarily being able to control it, but their physical carbon-based bodies would suddenly materialize into their crystalline light body and merge together. And it's basically like sacred soul sexual union. And then they would go back into their regular forms. So this meditation is Spirit aiming to guide that process for us with our twin flames. That will be available. I'm leaving it up available as the pre-order listing until I can get it posted as the regular meditation, because I imagine that some of you may still want to get that. Okay, so I'm going to do the collective reading. I got all sidetracked. I lost my train of thought. I wanted to let you guys know about the 7/7 portal because that meditation is still available. It will stay available even if you missed it on the actual portal. You can still order that through my Etsy shop. And then I also just wanted to give you that brief life update. I think I even posted in May about trying to get back on track, but it's been one thing after another with various life things coming up. And really, Spirit wants me to discuss this, so that's why I am. Really, the lesson for me to convey for you guys to learn also, to take from my experiences, is that Spirit has been teaching me to go with the flow, to stop trying to control everything, to stop trying to make things be how I want them to be. I mean, what I'm even realizing right now in this moment is that Spirit used my normal day-to-day life to instill this lesson, but really it applies to the twin flame journey. It applies to so many for the twin flame journey. You can't control the journey itself. You can't force it to happen how you want it to. You can't force union to happen when and how you want it to. So it does apply to that too, even though that wasn't what I needed. For me, it has been about just life in general, juggling so many things and work and client work and whatnot. And Spirit told me back in December, they're controlling everything. They're making sure that everything happens exactly when it's supposed to, meaning that clients receive their readings and their orders exactly when they are meant to. That's not when they want it. It's not when I think I'm going to do it. It's when Spirit knows that they need it. And just in general, even beyond that, Spirit has just been teaching me everything happens. This is Spirit's exact words too. Everything happens perfectly, exactly how it's meant to. So step back, relinquish control, and just go with the flow. You can think of it as in your internal energy, kind of feeling like you're trying so hard to grip on and make things be a certain way. But now you're going to relinquish that control and just go with the flow. So that's pretty much Spirit, oh my gosh, I can't talk. That's pretty close to what Spirit has been teaching me. And also teaching me to reprioritize things, to not be so type A, and to take care of myself and my daughter first, because I can be self-sacrificing when I'm trying to do everything for a million people and whatnot. So Spirit has been teaching me about stuff like that, because I can't give from an empty cup. I have to take care of myself first, and then have to make sure my daughter's okay, because she's had some stuff going on too, and then I can help others. So that being said, this is why I've been not as present online, but I'm hopeful that Spirit is now aligning for me to get back into a routine, a good routine with everything. It's going to be a new routine, because Spirit's making me less type A and restructuring my work-life balance as well. But I'm looking forward to it. So hopefully things will, go well. I went through with the lead up to the 6/6 portal. I think a lot of people in the collective I saw were going through a big purge. I went through that too. For me, it wasn't twin flame related so much, but it was about purging out anything from the 3D that is just not aligned with my higher path anymore. And I just got really fed up with the 3D world and, everything we have to do in order to survive. And then right after I got over that, which was 2 weeks, because I was in a funk for 2 weeks just being fed up with everything. And then I started transmuting my twin flame strep throat. And I was the sickest I've ever been, or the sickest I've been in 20 years. And it was so bad. I actually think I was transmuting for him and his kids. And yeah, so that took me 3 weeks to get over. And treatments weren't helping because it was energetic. And I didn't have the actual germ. I even tested negative for it. So here we are. Did you know you can do that? You don't just have their telepathy and thoughts. You don't just feel their emotions. You can also transmute their physical symptoms of sickness or whatever. So yes, something else you should know about. But anyway, You guys, I am cracking up right now. Like, first of all, you watched the first video. I got cut off at the end because I just ran out of time. So first, I got super frustrated because I recorded more and it didn't save. And I'm like, what the heck? Am I saying something that Spirit doesn't want me to say or what? So I ended up like moving on. I had probably, went on tangents that I didn't need to go on. So I went ahead and I started recording the reading. Well, again, the same thing kept happening. It saved some of it, but it wasn't saving everything. And I was getting super aggravated because it wasn't saving like long chunks. And I finally, it was like 2 or 3 times. It was at least 3 times actually. Finally got frustrated and went to Spirit like, what's going on? Like, I know I'm not saying something wrong because now I'm just going through the cards in the reading. And Spirit told me, what did I talk about in the first video? I talked about how Spirit is forcing us, has been forcing me, and it's going to be more of you too, forcing me to relinquish control, to stop trying to control everything, like even just with my day-to-day schedule and life. And to be honest, I didn't say this, but so I have OCD. I can definitely see how the process Spirit has been putting me through has been helping me to heal and release my OCD tendencies also. So anyway, just talked about how Spirit is making me shift and change all that stuff and what happens next. I'm trying to record the reading. It won't work. I go back to Spirit and I'm like, what is going on? Like, why won't you let me record? And Spirit is like, do your work later. You need to go do this now. And I'm like... And so what ends up happening is like I have a dentist appointment next because I discovered like, I think a filling fell out. But anyway, I have a hole in my tooth at the moment, which is just another thing that I'm like, where is this leading? Like, is this going to cause a problem for me now next? First, I had all these other things happen and then I transmuted strep throat for my twin. And am I going to now have a problem with my tooth? We'll see. But anyway, they had to change the appointment because of an emergency. So basically, Spirit knew before I did that my day was getting changed around because of change in the dentist appointment. Because that's what happened. Like, I called the dentist to see about changing. Like, I wanted to come in earlier. I was like, well, I can't record, so let me go earlier. And they're like, oh no, actually, we have to change it to later. And then Spirit's like, you need to do this now because of the change with the dentist appointment. And I'm like, so you were stopping me from recording because you knew that my day was getting disrupted and changed around and you want me to do something else now instead. And Spirit literally like wrote out, do your work later. And I'm like, but this is the perfect example. This is why I'm recording right now. I have to tell you before I go do what Spirit wants me to do. I have to tell you about this because it's the perfect freaking example of what I was just explaining to you. That Spirit is literally like controlling everything. I said this to a client too. I said this to a client recently. When I was giving her an update on her status of her order. And I was like, I literally I'm throwing up my hands now. Spirit is proving to me that they're completely in control of what's happening and when, because I thought one thing and then Spirit basically proved to me like, no, it's not that. It's not going to happen the way you think it is. It's going to happen how we want it to. And that's me being Spirit. And here they are doing it again. Perfect example for you. So there you go. So I'll be back later to record the collective reading. And yeah, so remember this when things come up and happen and change in your lives, there's a reason and a purpose to it, and there's a higher power controlling it. And just try not to let yourself get frustrated and just teach yourself to relinquish that control and go with the flow, because that's what Spirit's trying to teach you. Plus, Spirit also knows things that you don't know, just like Spirit knew that my day was going to get rearranged. Trust Spirit. They know more than we do.